Tonight, you've no doubt heard a lot about the environmental impact of the fast fashion industry, and as a result you may well you've probably got a couple of unused or unwanted items in your wardrobe already over Christmas. You may have received a gift or two that you'll think, oh, I'll never wear that. Well, tonight, the North London Waste Authority is running what they call a Swish Style Clothes Swap in Covent Garden. Already it sounds intriguing, doesn't it? I love that name. They're encouraging people to make it a New Year's resolution to swap away unwanted clothes for something to cherish instead. Councillor Clyde Lokes, chair of the North London Waste Authority, spoke to BBC Radio London and said that these events are helping people with their carbon footprint.
We know people get a buzz for doing the right thing, buying a piece of second-hand clothing, or in this case, swishing. A lot of resource goes into producing clothes. You know, they have a huge carbon footprint. And if we wear them more, if we pass them on to people, then actually that reduces that carbon footprint.
So there was me thinking, who is our swishiest and most stylish correspondent? And I immediately dispatched our reporter Chloe de Save to Covent Garden, where she is right now, swishing around, being terribly stylish. How are you getting on there, Chloe?
Well, thank you, Jim, for that amazing compliment there. Thank you so much. I'm swishing and swashing around. So I'm currently in a hall. There are rails and rails of clothes that are being replenished sort of every minute as people come through the door. Because what they've got is they've got all their bags, they've got all their suitcases full of clothes that they want to get rid of and swap them. So what's happening is what you do is you get this little bit of fabric and you get a sort of token for every single piece of clothing. So it could be, you could have like 15, you could have 1, you could have 2. But what you do is you go then and just get another new 15 pieces of clothes.
Okay.
So this has been organised by the North London Waste Authority, and it's part of their campaign called Wise Up to Waste. They're doing 13 of these events, but they say that 83% of us own at least 6 items of clothing that haven't been worn in the last year. Some have admitted to having 200 pieces that haven't been worn. I'm not sure if you're one of those, Jim. Are you?
I've got a few bits in the wardrobe that I haven't worn for over 6 to 12 months, and they say if you haven't worn it for that long, you're never going to, don't you? So those are the kinds of things I guess you're talking about, are you?
Yes. So the authority wants to make sure that 2020 is going to be the year that we are swapping and wearing our clothes again and again and steering away from fast fashion. So could clothes swapping be a good way to steer away from this fast fashion? Well, I've been speaking to Miriam Cragg, who is one of the organisers, about how and why they are doing this.
You look in the back of your cupboard at home and you see if you've got any old things lingering that you haven't been wearing for a while, and you bring them along, and you can come over here where you queue up and you just get your clothes weighed, and they'll give you a little voucher for however many items you've brought in, and you can then essentially exchange them for anything else you find here. So you've got various rails full of clothes, got women's clothes and men's clothes and children's clothes. At these events we've also got workshops going on, so today we've got the opportunity to come and learn some upcycling or alter something and change the style a little bit, give it a bit more life. It's a massive problem when clothes are put in the bin or are not used as much as they could be, because every single item of clothing had water and energy went into making that item, and unfortunately we know that 300,000 items of clothes go into landfill each year which could have been worn.
So Chloe, I mean, does a pair of gloves count the same as a winter coat in these tokens?
Yeah, so it all sort of just counts. Okay. So just one piece back.
Brilliant.
Easy peasy.
Fair enough.
So I've just been looking at the queue, so just come outside, and when I arrived there was a huge queue anyway, loads of bags and everything, but I've just had a look and it's gone around the building now, so there's more and more people turning up. The authority believe that there's going to be about 300 to 400 people that have registered beforehand, but then that's as well as drop-ins as well that plan to come in as well. And the sort of main reasons behind them coming here is I've been talking to them and they've been saying environment is sort of the main reason for it, as well as people have made this as their sort of New Year's resolution to be more conscious, to be more fashion conscious, also just to save money really. So I've been speaking to a few of the shoppers about why they're here today.
The reason I've come here today is because my New Year's resolution is to only buy second-hand clothes or sustainable clothes for the year, to combat fast fashion, because it's something that I want to stop doing as much, and textile waste is such an important thing at the moment, and it's something that people don't realise.
Last year, I went to 4 different clothes swaps, and I was like, okay, and they had all little signs about how much tons of like water's been wasted on making t-shirts and everything. So I thought, okay, right, as it's 2020, I'm going to try and do a no-buy year. So just doing literally clothes swaps and not buying from charity or actually any stores, which I'm not sure how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to try.
The reason I've come here today is because my New Year's resolution is to only buy second-hand clothes or sustainable clothes for the year, to combat fast fashion, because it's something that I want to stop doing as much, and textile waste is such an important thing at the moment, and it's something that people don't realise.
So I started changing my shopping habits probably about 5 or 6 years ago. I work in environment, so I want my actual habits in life to reflect what I do in work. But this is my first time coming to a swap shop, so I've mostly been doing things like buying through charity shops or like using rental things for kind of fancier dresses and that type of stuff.
There's a real momentum with this, Chloe, isn't there? Miriam was talking about the workshops as well. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, so as well as you're able to come here and swap your clothes, there's also a chance for you to talk to a stylist about how to be on trend, because I think that's one of the main things is you need to be trendy. You need to wear the right things, otherwise, you know, you're thrown out of the office in a sense. So please don't throw me out of the office.
Or me.
Oh, it's too cold. Yeah, exactly. But then also they have this workshop happening as well by Eleanor. She's running a workshop called Fast Fashion Therapy, and I'm not sure how good you are with a needle and thread, but I am absolutely awful at it. But this is a chance to teach you how to mend your own clothes before just chucking them away, or because once you've got like a little bit of a hole in it, you think, oh, I might as well just chuck it away. Can't send it to a charity shop. I can't put it in for the swap. But she's teaching people today how to mend their clothes, and this is what she had to say.
My name's Eleanor, and I run a workshop series called Fast Fashion Therapy. So we run workshops around London encouraging people to have more sustainable habits in terms of fashion and buying clothing through sharing upcycling, mending and alteration skills with them.
So we always try and act like we can sew, we can mend things, but at the end of the day, most of us can't really do that. We don't have the skills. So how important is it that we have these skills?
Yeah, it's really important. It's something that's really missing from like our education in schools, especially like earlier on, where it's really easy to pick it up at that age, and then by the time you get to your like 20s, the confidence just isn't there. So we try and make our workshops as like collaborative as possible, so that people feel just like it's a relaxed space to learn these new skills.
And so how easy is it for us to mend our own clothes?
I think it's pretty easy. Like the way that we try and teach people is to kind of work with the skill level that you're at. That was always something how I learned to sew. So we do a lot of visible mending, which means that you can kind of play around with like it being a bit more textural if it's not perfect, and that just becoming part of the piece.
I think it's brilliant, Chloe. It sounds like it's really buzzing down there as well. Lots of people getting involved. So that's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. I wish that I knew about this story beforehand, because I would have come and got some clothes together and then I would have got you a new blazer or something. I could have got you like an early birthday present.
Oh, that would have been lovely. Lovely. Never know. We'll never know.
Well,
what time's it going on to?
So it's going on to about 9 o'clock, but they do have another 12 events happening across North London as well. So there is more swap shops happening as well across North London. Brilliant. That they're setting up.
So just a quick reminder, where exactly are you in case people want to dart down for the last 2 hours?
So I'm at Dragon Hall, which is sort of in Holborn. It's sort of just right near the tube station. So it's going to be on for a little bit longer now. So you can always drop in and bring a bag of clothes and get some clothes back. Win the winner. Nice one. Thanks very much indeed, Chloe. Chloe DeSave reporting there. That sounds like good fun as well. You never know what you're going to turn up in one of those Swish and Style Clothes Swaps. I'd be intrigued to know if you'd consider that.